Hey guys, it's Thijs from SailVideoSystem, and I wanted to share with you a quick trick on how to modify the shape of the backplate. The third-person view mount, as you all know, can be worn in the front with the camera pole or more on the back. However, we're not all built exactly the same, so the shape and the fit sometimes can be optimized. Well, that is quite easy to do. What you're going to need is a couple of things. First of all, a baking pan which is large enough to hold the clear plastic backplate. Second of all, a towel so you don't burn yourself when you are taking the plate out of the water, and a flat screwdriver. So, first of all, what we're going to do is put water in the pan and bring it to a boil. Oh yeah, you also need a kitchen stove. So, make sure the pan is pretty full with hot water. And bring that. Okay, just let the water stand there and come to a boil. And we'll now take apart the third-person view mounts. So, remove the straps. And we can put it to the side. We made the backplate in a special form, so it will fit most people comfortably on their back. However, if you're on a motorcycle or if you're surfing and you're more bent forwards, the backplate can wobble a bit. So it would be nice if you're just mountain biking and just using the third-person view mount for mountain biking, it would make sense to modify it so it will fit better to your back. Also, which I'll be doing for this example, if you want to use the mounts in front with the camera, then obviously we're all built differently and the fit is not perfect, so it will be able to move around even if you do the belt really tight. So what I'm going to do in this example is modify the backplate so it will fit perfectly around your stomach. And this can also be helpful if you are younger, smaller builds, and obviously we're not all the same, so this will work with any version. This is the regular third-person mounts, but it will also work with the Pro mount with the double belts. And while we're waiting for the water to boil, what's really important, whenever you're using the mount, make sure that the seat belt, which is the rigid belt, is always on top, because that will keep the plate from wobbling. If it's the wrong way around, the elastic will it'll be tight here, but the plate will just move around a lot more. So, important one, belt always on top. Let's take a quick pause and wait for the water to boil. Yeah, should be good. So take the backplate and carefully put it in the boiling water. Make sure the yellow string doesn't hang overboard and catches fire, because that would be a pain in the ass. Place the backplate in the water, start the timer, and once it becomes a bit more flexible you can push it completely underwater. This is where the screwdriver comes in pretty handy. Now just wait for the backplate to become really warm and flexible, and once it's done you will need a towel, because the backplate will be hot, especially the metal screws which attach the star-shaped thingy will be extremely hot. So the backplate is now in the water for 1.5 minutes. I'll just give it 20 more seconds to it become nice and supple, nice and flexible. You can see you can already change the shape. So it has now been in for 2 minutes. Time to take it out. It's important that you do this pretty quickly because the thing cools down very fast. Press it firmly around your body and make sure to help shape it with your hands so it becomes the right shape. Keep it in place for about 2 minutes, then it should be cooled down enough to keep the new shape. So again, more waiting, sorry about that. You cannot do this an infinite amount of times. Over time, every time when you heat the backplate, it will become a fraction more brittle. So don't do this every week, but 10 times, no worries, no problem. Okay, we're now at 4 minutes. And the backplate has been perfectly shaped to be worn in front. So what you can now do is put the whole thing back together. And now mount it. And as always, make sure the seat belt is really tight. That will make sure that there is absolutely no movement from the back plate, and you can use it as a snorry-cam. If the shape doesn't turn out to be exactly as you want it, then just start from the beginning and do over, and you can also shape it back to put it on your back. So also sometimes you want to make sure the middle section stays reasonably flat, because that will make sure that the star-shaped thing is has less movement. So back to 1, stop, reset. It's It's now more difficult to submerge because the shape is completely different, but give it some time for it to warm up. And you'll be able to submerge it again completely. There you go. Start the timer when it's completely submerged. And again wait for 2 minutes. It's now been submerged for 1 minute 40 seconds. Take it out. And again hold this for, well, 2 minutes. Nice and warm. And again I'm trying to just push it firmly against my body. Make sure the middle section is flat. If you haven't got a baking pan like this one, you can also use a really large soup pan. Just make sure it's big enough to keep that it will fit the backplate completely flat. And yes, this is the first tutorial I am doing and have ever done, so probably too long, too many words. Sorry about that. And completely newly shaped backplate, still a bit warm and a bit flexible, and it will perfectly fit my back. So turn that one off. Time to put the thing back together again. Also with the belt, make sure that the metal thingy is at the bottom and the upper strap is on the top. Anyway, I hope you guys like this tip, which will make your camera, well, your third person view mount work better and better fit your body or your specific needs. So I'll be coming up with some more tips, and a major one on how to reduce the wobble of the camera pole in the star-shaped thing. Check that out next time. For now, let's see if this baby fits. Always make sure the belts are tight, overlapping. Tighten them up. Seat belt on top, and again, when shooting, make sure this is really, really tight. That helps a lot. One custom shaped backplate for mountain biking, surfing, or whatever you want to do. So give it a try. Any questions, place them in the comments. That's it. Oh yeah, and one thing. If you've got cool footage and pictures, please share with us, because I don't get out enough to play with the camera itself and shoot cool stuff. So if you're shooting cool stuff and you would like to share with us, please do. Thanks again, and I'll share more tips in the next week or so. Cheers!